Black Sabbath, Paranoid. This is an album I used to own, but by the time we all stopped playing LPs, I'd probably not played it in years, so I gave it away. Sometime in the last 20 years I acquired a Black Sabbath compilation CD. I think I got it in a library sale for maybe £1 or £2. It contained 4 of the tracks from this album, so I never felt the need to listen to the whole album, reasoning I had the best bits, and if the other bits were any good I would have remembered them. Paranoid is quite an expensive CD to buy, but one day I saw Amazon had it at about half the normal price, so I bought it. Now I have the full album, I don't think I ever really listened properly to the songs that are on the compilation. I wrongly remembered it to be a lot more basic than it actually is. Because of their reputation, in my head it was just riffs, solos and a lot of Aussie screeching. Even back when I was a teenager, some of the lyrics seemed a bit schoolboy to me. Particularly Iron Man, which sounds like a dark nursery rhyme. But listening to the album as a whole, I can see why, at the time, we considered it to be progressive. Tony Iommi may not have been technically the greatest guitar player, even at the time, but his influence can be heard from stadium shows to electric jams at the Bellevue pub. It is the instrumental passages that make Iommi's playing special. There are riffs and pentatonic solos, but there are also strong melodies and complex repeated lines. The big songs like War Pigs and Iron Man have different sections with different rhythms and style changes. The guitar, bass and drums fill out the sound without too many obvious overdubs, so the bass and drums have to carry more weight than they would in a more substantial lineup. Geezer Butler on bass and Bill Ward on drums do an excellent job. Often Iommi and Butler will repeat a riff numerous times, with the spaces in between being filled by drum breaks, each like a mini drum solo. Ozzy Osbourne has a tendency often to just sing words to chords rather than create a melody. So while a lot of this album is exceptional and was groundbreaking at the time, there are moments such as Electric Funeral, which could be any teenage band making too much noise in a garage or scout hut. Planet Caravan sounds like something that Led Zeppelin did 3 years later with No Quarter. Hands of Doom is a dark, moody, quiet, loud, quiet song that in a different era could have been Pixies or Nirvana. There is also Rat Salad, the track that follows the riff, drum solo, riff pattern that was very much a thing back then. It was also done by Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. The final track is Fairies Wear Boots. It is a simple shuffle with all the vocal parts being sung over one repeating riff. But like a lot of the tracks, the variety comes from the instrumental passages, where they break away from the riff. People listening to Fairies Wear Boots now would probably not be aware that back in 1970, the boots referred to would have been the bother boots worn by skinheads, Doc Martin boots possibly with steel toe caps. They were boots worn as a weapon. Whereas people with long hair would wear Jesus boots, another name for sandals, or desert boots or army surplus boots for muddy festivals. I can't believe that I almost forgot to mention, the album also features the song Paranoid, which was a hit single, and which Ozzy Osbourne and Tony Iommi performed at the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Black Sabbath, Paranoid.